And welcome back to the LOS Champs channel. We have match number 3 of the night. We've had 2 bangers back to back. Let's make it 3. We go up to tier 1. We play 3s instead of 2s. It's Team Sonus and WashU RL. I am Flash Pandy. Again, with me is Money Magic. Money, what do we have for us in store of this match?
There's no other way to say it. We have the top tier in all of LOS to watch here tonight. This is tier 1, 3v3s. This is as close to perfection as you're going to see here tonight. Both these teams, we're going to see some pretty good stuff. It's just going to come down to the very bare minimum of mistakes between these teams and whatnot. At the end, it's going to be a good show. I'm excited.
Yeah, and with this being tier 1, you see nothing better than this. I mean, these two teams, a bit of a struggle coming into tonight at 1 and 2. Both teams coming in at 1 and 2. Again, this is the Swiss format, so for people to be like, dang, all of these teams are so close in record, that is the exact point of this entire league is a Swiss format. So that means you play teams of the same record regardless. So, like in the last game, we saw 2 teams at 3-0. Latin 7 Siena got it done and moving up to 4-0. But this one, we are trying to see which team will get back to the 500 record, which will drop to 1 and 3. Still not a great position to be in regardless, because the teams in tier 1 are scary. I play in tier 1 myself. I actually just lost my game last week. It wasn't very close. But these teams, these players are really good. So it's going to come down to which 3 of these players are going to be the better tonight. Because when it comes to 3s, your mistake margin is a lot lower. I mean, it's very tough, very high competition. I mean, 6 threats on the field that are wanting to just bury you in the ground as much as they can at any moment. So it's just going to come down to, can Team Sonus get it done? Can WashU get it done? Because I've only played against Team Sonus, and they're a scary team to play.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've said it. Tier 1. This is going to be an absolute just showing. You mentioned you played in tier 1. I never have. I'm not that good. That's why I'm a caster. So you're actually one of the you're one of the exceptions to that rule, because all casters are like C2. So must be nice. But Team Sonus and WashURL is going to be looking to put on an absolute bonfire for us tonight. And I'll be honest, I'm looking for Game 5 OT. I don't know about you.
I'd love to see it every single game. Keep us all here on the edge of our seats. Why not an overtime every single game? Because I think everybody can ask for that. I'm interested to see who we see from Sonus as well. They have a pretty extensive roster, so they're definitely going to be a really tough team regardless. So depending on who we see, it is going to be a very quick playing team. Team Sonus they're going to be all over the ball. They're going to be all over you. Demos, they're going to be just holding possession as much as they can. You're going to be looking out for flashy plays as well. WashU, I don't know exactly what to expect from them, but they're going to be a very skillful team. They've taken down one fantastic team at the very beginning of the season. But seeing Camo, Blake, and Pato come into this lobby, I'm a little scared of what we may see, because these 3 are really strong together.
Absolutely. We got players on the field. We are moments away from the kickoff of Tier 1 3v3s, and it has begun. The absolute battle is underway with pretty much a neutral kickoff for all that makes the difference there. An early goal attempt easily stopped off the rebound. He gets it once, gets it twice. It's back across the net, though. Like Pato pushes it out to the side. Camo is offered to take it up the field. No boost. It doesn't matter to him. It's an opening net. The unexpected goal. And an opener for Team Sonus.
That is one mistake. That is one mistake that WashU is going to want back. Camo is able to just walk it right into that open net, as it might have just been a bit of a mistake in communications on the end of WashU, because you saw the 2 defenders were like, hey, they're trying to hold the door open for each other, saying, hey, you guys got this one, you got this one. And it doesn't seem like either of them did, but Blake, Pato, and Camo will take it in the way of Team Sonus. Saw them recently compete in the MB's Birthday Bash, where they had some success. Unfortunately, didn't make the main event, but still were able to take down a couple of teams, make it to round 5. But WashU still, again, trying to bring themselves back in contention here. This Team Sonus has been on fire as of recently. Can they get themselves back on track? Because they are 1 and 2 after all, but 1-0 game lead, having them feeling pretty good.
Absolutely. The gameplay has been absolutely what you would expect so far. Lots of control, lots of big plays, and a demo on the field as we're talking about it. And it comes down to those small margins, the trying to let your teammates, trying to utilize your teammates, and sometimes that little bit of a miscommunication can leave that door open, but it's not going to see a lot of it. But we're going to see a comeback, and we're going to see the equalizer from WashU. Let's see what happened here. Flash Pluggy absolutely gets the field to himself, finds the angle, and puts it away.
Yeah, it may have been a little bit of a disconnect in the way of Pato. Just a little bit of a ping spike. You're trying to circle around that ball to try and get the best angle, but I think some ping outs may have been the facilitator for that play. So Team Sonus, unfortunately, drops one goal in the way they didn't want it to, so we'll call that 2 unfortunate goals from the way of both teams. Pato trying to find an angle. That would have been disgusting. Another one just to be able to put back in. Camo pre-jump. My goodness, how do you read that?
How do you read that? Lots of time together. And, like, just, you've seen it 1,000 times. And, let's be honest, a bit of luck, right? Because goals like that, it pops up, you're in the right place at the right time. Perspective is all it's about, or the wrong time if you're on the receiving end of that. But we are quick on the game again. A little bit of a mistouch, misread, whatever. It's another goal! This is going to be an absolute goal fest, it seems, from both these teams, with a 2-goal differential, with 3 minutes still left to play in game 1.
Yeah, I think that first goal for WashU was a bit unfortunate, but it seems like Team Sonus has kind of moved on from that unfortunate position they were in. With 2 beautiful goals in a row. Blake got physical on that last one with a demo on that base wall under the backboard. Still a lot of pressure being put on from this WashU defense. As I told you guys at the beginning of this series, I mentioned that this Team Sonus is going to be a very quick playing team, very fast moving and tough to deal with, because as somebody that has casted this team multiple times, as somebody that's played against this team multiple times in the Tier 1 Championship, it is not easy to play against these 3, as that was a beautiful angle. Pato couldn't quite get it done there off that backboard. Good save from WashU defense.
Absolutely. It is back and forth with the favor being in Team Sonus right now, as we're going up. Pato out to the corner, denying the shot early, as we would expect. Flash trying to control it to the corner. Pato is looking to give him a demo or control. Blake, a little bit of a misread on the wall. Lord looking for the goal. Camo puts it to the side. Camo 50s with Flash. No boost in the tank. Over 1. Looks for the bump. Gets it. Not quite by the second. Blake. Pato with the shot. It's high from downtown, and it is saved by Flash.
There's a little miscommunication on the back lines of Team Sonus. Seems like they're still maybe slowed down a little bit. It seems like Washington, or WashU, has been able to build up that momentum just a little bit more. Lord Bumple still, again, denied by that backboard. WashU trying to find their first goal, or their first team-played goal of this series thus far, of this game thus far. But as we approach the 90-second mark, still pretty quiet as far as the goals go. We saw a couple of goals surge from Team Sonus in the last minute or so, but since then we've been pretty quiet. Some pressure for WashU. This one's dangerous for Pato on the backboard. Blake to follow up. Still continuing momentum as far as a counterattack goes, maybe to steal some boost. Still WashU looking for a clear. Lowered Bumple midfield, maybe trying to find one, but Flash Piggy still not able to get to the mark as quick as they would like. Using a lot of boost in the midfield. Still some left in the tank, able to defer back to the right side. Pato backboard. Still lots of ball movement. Still a lot of trading possessions as Team Sonus starts to give way to a little bit of momentum for WashU.
Absolutely. It is. The ball must be filled with helium tonight in this Tier 1, because it is hardly spending any time on the ground, except for these very rare moments where shots are raining out from the ground level and being stopped and put back in the opposite direction at a moment's notice. Blake, around 1, gets bumped, tries to get in the way of the shot to pass mid. He does just barely. More. Back up in the air. Camo to the corner. This is absolute lightning fast gameplay tonight, and both teams are not letting up at a moment's notice. The shot did not quite, it did come through. The absolute third man commit in that sense is what won them this goal.
I absolutely love that touch from Gerbs, as that one just kind of put it up on a tee for Lord Bumple. So it just kind of opened up the net just a little bit. I believe the two Sonus defenders thought that that would be a quick shot from Gerb's PhD. I think PhD in teammate psychology, because my goodness, that neural link on that pass play was beautiful. Able to get WashU back in contention. They're still going to need one more of this first game. Blake trying not to let that happen. Low boost in the tank is going to turn it back over to Bumple. Maybe a demo is going to open up the net for the time being, but time low for Team Sonus. They're going to kill it. Good save from Pato. I loved the chance at the end, but Team Sonus hangs on.
Wow. Absolutely electric is the description for that match. 7 shots versus 5 shots. 6 shots versus 5. I can't math today. Very close in terms of gameplay. Absolutely. Like I mentioned, this is going to come down to the bare margins. The hat trick coming out from Camo there, getting the 3 goals. And what a series this is promising to be. This is going to be absolutely, this is going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get the overtime we asked for in game 1, but close enough because, I mean, there were a couple of mistakes that led to goals. The first one was a little bit of a disconnect from Team Sonus. The first one was a miscommunication from WashU, but since then, it seemed like it was really clean. It was just a lot of team plays, a lot of those psychological plays. I mean, that touch from Gers, my goodness, to create that second goal for WashU, just kind of putting it up on a tee. And that shot placement, too, that's nothing to forget as well because, I mean, you had 2 defenders marking the net. You had to place it pretty well because that net was covered and just shows of skill from all 6 players all around. We are working on a lobby reset here because, again, I think there were some disconnects from the ends of Team Sonus, but they were still able to hold on and keep a lead. That was definitely a very key game. As I've been saying this entire night, it's been important for both of these teams in any series to take that first game as for a momentum that they are looking for. But that's a good one for Team Sonus to start off. WashU definitely with some successes that we have seen, but Team Sonus still looking at the edge of a WashU team. I think they're starting to get the momentum in their direction, but still wasn't able to quite complete the task in the first game.
Yeah, coming out of that game, like straight up, this is the first Tier 1 game I've ever cast, and this is crazy. This is definitely I'll be honest, it's what I expected, but I don't know in much ways of what the dynamics going to be going from game to game. And do they even really need a game to feel each other out to this point, you know? And all of the adjustments they make are kind of on the fly. So we're going to see minor little changes I'd expect as the game progresses, not necessarily from game to game, taking minutes at a time to realize what needs to change. And what needs to change is possibly an opening goal, and they get it for WashU RL. Touch from Flash, up to Lord. Oh,
look at that play. I mean, that is a 1-2-3 right there. Gerbs decided to just let this play start at the very back. Flash Piggy. Gerbs was like, hey, you guys take this one. I'm going to be covering the left side. Ready for this. All post covered for all 3 of these players for WashU. They have the momentum back in their way. That was a wild play. Gerbs again trying to continue this pressure. Sonus on the back foot to start this game number 2. We saw the momentum build up towards the very end for WashU. Team Sonus seemed to slow down just a little bit. As soon as they saw this orange team build up some pressure at the very end of the last game, it seems like they kind of took a step back, trying to let them play into the hands of Sonus, but it hasn't really gone their way to start this one, but still very young game 2. Gerbs again trying to continue these touches. Camo is going to struggle with this one in the midfield. Dangerous ball, but is able to get a hand on it to keep it out of the net again.
Absolutely. We are seeing a potential shift in the gameplay in terms of teams right now, but Sonus is quick to respond. It's a dangerous one for WashU, and they put it out to the side, and it's already past the midfield line. Both teams are moving as fast as they possibly can, with control, mind you. Every one of these touches they make are with an intention. A play to himself, tries to get the peep, but gets outdone by Plato there. And another shot, maybe it comes through by Camo, finds the opening, and slots it.
Look how quick Pato can play to the midfield. Flash Piggy just cheating up a little bit too far. Blake is able to make that play happen. That is exactly why Tier 1 is so fun to watch, because it takes all 3 players to make a goal. I mean, saw Pato to start that play with a lot of the pressure in the corner. Blake to kind of just tie up the defenders a little bit. And of course, Pato to send, or I'm sorry, Camo to send it home, as Camo has been the one to score the goals for Team Sonus tonight. WashU again trying to get physical. Demo not quite going to go the way they wanted. Maybe to open up some space. Lord Bumble again trying to apply the pressures. That was an absolute beauty of shot placement for WashU. But again, good defense from Team Sonus to keep it away.
Good Lord, the demos are flying. It only took one, and they have been almost non-stop as the teams are trying to clear space to get the lead right now. It's an absolute bloodbath on the field right now, and I'm pretty sure, I hope we have field insurance, because it might need some repairs after all these explosions that are happening. Pato pushing out to the Gerbs on the read. Blake stops it and pushes it midfield. Pato's off the ceiling, doesn't quite get the touch he wants from it. Blake over the top. Lord, all he has to do is put it in the net. Pato on the save at the very last second, wiping the sweat from his brow.
That save was unbelievable. You face a demo, you face a goal, but nothing is stopping Pato on that one. Already turning that pressure into an offensive attack. Blake is on the back end, trying just to continue the success, kind of inspired by Pato. Is my goodness, I don't understand how that ball stayed out of the net. That is exactly why these players are so good. And I mean, I've only seen improvement with Team Sonus the several times I have played them last. WashU again just kind of being the ones to test this team as of right now. Lord Bumble to keep this touch back in. Defer back to Flash Piggy, still continuing some pressure. Another demo, as we're seeing a lot of physicality from this WashU team, but still nothing to show for it.
Hey, you gotta admit, they are trying to see what works and what doesn't, and that almost worked. Camo is the man of the night so far with the goals and the save right there, apparently. So, going in, like, WashU is going to have to continue to try and work their way into the defense of Team Sonus, which appears at this point, they're looking to make it impenetrable from this point forward. Pato is pushing hard and fast. Blake on the read off the 50 that came out. It's off the backboard, maybe. Bumble puts it off to the side. There's a shot coming in. An absolute save from Flash off the backboard once again. A little bit slower pace there on the push out. And Team Sonus is once again on the attack. Not a moment wasted, not a moment to spare as they look to get the lead in Game 2.
WashU has built up quite the foundation on their back half right now. There's been a flurry of shots on net from Sonus, but still not able to break that seal quite yet. Still more demos coming out from orange cards as we see maybe a counterattack, yet another swing of attack from Team Sonus' offense. This foundation still continuing to being built. You're seeing the ball movement between these three orange cards still pretty dang good, but Flash Piggy kind of turn it back over. A little interception for Blake to turn this counterattack back on its head in the way of Team Sonus. Foundation still holds strong for now. Clear back through neutral. Still holding on the left side wall. 18 seconds remaining of this game 2. Staring down the barrel of an overtime. These teams have played so well in this game. Virtually zero mistakes from either of these two. Could be Blake to capitalize on an open backboard, but still nothing to show. Pato, last chance for Sonus in regulation. Still he had another shot and a save from Gerbs. We see OT.
First OT and the possibility of many. The competition can't possibly be tighter between these teams right now. It's going to be interesting to see what we see up in this overtime, because these are generally when things get absolutely crazy as you go from regulation to OT. All the stops come out.
Pato, a little trouble getting that touch. Blake to try and see Camo upfield. Blake trying to be the one to end it. The house of cards that WashU built on the defensive end finally falls. Team Sonus breaks the seal and takes game 2.
Hey, it takes one good shot to win it. And they did there in game 2. It took one shot. Arguably one of the quicker goals we've seen out of that entire game. Sometimes the momentum can work in your favor. And Team Sonus definitely found the opening and found it early and put it away. They didn't want to risk staying in that game for too long because it could easily get turned on your head.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation, especially when you have such an even scoreline, such an even momentum, and it's just back and forth between those two teams the entire of that regulation. After those first 2 goals were scored, obviously nobody scored, and it was several minutes before we saw that ball drop and we had to overtime. That momentum was still so solid between the two teams, kind of playing back and forth, trying to take some whacks at it. And I think WashU could have like to have that overtime break a little bit because it was a lot of Team Sonus offense in a row, in a row, in a row. But usually when you get that kickoff, it's like, take a deep breath. We can kind of reset. Hopefully this kickoff goes our way and we can kind of reset the mental, kind of reset our positioning a little bit. But no, as soon as that kickoff started again, Team Sonus was right back on that ball, right back with that pressure, and it did not take them long at all to strike. Again, Pato, beautiful shot, top left corner, able to get it done. Now we see a WashU down 2 in the series, now looking to try to get themselves back a little bit. Team Sonus trying to just put the dagger in the backs of WashU, send them to a tough position at 1 and 3, get themselves back in a more comfortable position at 2 and 2, already starting this game with possession.
Absolutely. Demos are once again flying out early. This time, Sonus being the initiators of the physicality. Blake nearly gets beaten out for the shot there. It's up in the corner. It's high. It's looking to go mid. It's there. Is there a receiver? It is. It's Pato. It goes high off the backboard. Another shot, maybe. Lord stops it and looks to make it off tip the zone. It's a fake. It's a shot, and it goes top right 90 for WashU RL in the opening goal.
Saw a beautiful shot from Team Sonus to start it, but an even better save. But I mean, look at that play. Lord Bumble getting that ball in the corner, getting an awkward bounce, and making the fake on the touch. I think Camo was expecting a little bit of a touch to follow that wall, follow the backboard, but the fake touch sent it right back out mid. No one else back home from Team Sonus. That's exactly what you have to do, is you have to play those mind games. You know, Team Sonus may be the quicker team, but it comes down to game sense. It comes down to how much can you get in their head with those mind games, with those fakes, with that more strongly built foundation. As I said, foundation is the word I like to use with this WashU team because they are able to just hold off the pressure that Team Sonus has to offer. Fortunately, they couldn't get it done last game, but this is exactly the start that they wanted.
Absolutely. The pressure is mounting again. Good 50s coming out from both sides off the backboard. We're looking to see a goal possibly. It's denied right down the middle, and we got an air race happening right now between Gerbs and Camo, with Gerbs being the victor. Demo's coming out, a potential goal. It goes just narrow with a lightning fast counterattack from Flash. It's a flick, and it's saved by Camo with another Demo onto Pato. We're getting absolutely relentless pressure and relentless amounts of dead cars on the field here tonight. And man, this is good Rocket League. I'm enjoying this.
I always love to see me some tier 1, other tiers as well, but my goodness, look at that placement. WashU is back, folks, and they are scary. Look at that play to start it for Flash. Piggy Lord Bumple there to get another beautiful shot on goal. I mean, they just kind of catch Team Sonus in transition, kind of an open lane. That is the skill of WashU, is able to catch their opposition, who's been on fire the whole game in their 1 weak spot.
Absolutely. The question going on right now with Team Sonus is, what is the little thing that is giving them these openings right now? Personally, I think it's a lot of the physicality, because it forces the open. So, but we're not going to focus on that too much, because we got more of just absolutely riveting gameplay to watch. Here it is, another goal potentially off the backboard once more. Bumple sets it mid, no one's there, no one's home to find it. Flash, high and off again, no boost, goes to steal possibly, waiting patiently for another opportunity. It's Bumple up to make the goal, but it gets denied. Camo pushing the ball up the field. Pato looking to clear the way for him ahead. Goes to get the shot, it's put off to the side, took 2 defenders to do so, but it just doesn't matter as long as it doesn't go in, as long as you are Team WashU in that case. Pato, deliver redirect, shot maybe, it's off the sidewall, it's dangerous. Lord Bumble puts it off to the side for a moment of breathing room.
I love what I'm seeing right now with WashU. We're seeing a bit of a transition, a bit of an adaptation from this team. There's a lot of pressure from Team Sonus, as we've seen in this first 2.5 games, but WashU, it seems like after that last 30-second break between games 2 and 3, it seems like they've made a bit of a change in their rotation. They're allowing Team Sonus to play their game. They're allowing them to play into their hands. Pato, my goodness, what a shot to get Sonus back within 1. Speaking of lots of pressure, there it is.
Absolutely. I look away for 1 second, and it's a goal. That just shows you how fast things can go and how little of time is needed for these teams to just pick out that opening. It's there, and it's gone, and it's in your net. And speaking of in your net, it might be here, but it's just off to the side. Team WashU is definitely taking a breather after that moment. It was almost in by their own hand. Pato taking his time on this back wall, pushing it out mid. Blake looks to be the receiver, doesn't quite get it there. Camo, the man with the plan. Can he do it once again? It's Pato on the redirect high. Pato on the double tap attempt, and it doesn't go in for him. As the retreat goes back in to set the defense up for this shot, but it's not quite fast enough. Flash living up to his name with the speed on the counterattack and shot.
That was an absolute missile of a shot sent from Flash Piggy right from the midfield. And that is the key to being a successful team in Rocket League, is able to turn those defensive troubles, those defensive pressure situations into a dangerous offensive counterattack. We saw it in the last couple of series, and that is an exclamatory way to show it in this one. But I mean, you're seeing Team Sonus on their back foot for the first time in this series. Flash Piggy again, already facing some pressure from this Team Sonus team. Blake again trying to find their way, denied up high yet again. As I was interrupted by a goal previously with what I was trying to say with WashU, is I love what they're doing. Every touch is either an outlet pass or an inlet pass to find a teammate. Each touch, whether it's straight up in the air, left or right, or even backwards, it is to find a teammate and to get pressure. But speaking of finding teammates, Pato and Blake hook up on yet another, and it'll bring Team Sonus back within one.
Absolutely. We love the team plays, and the team plays are huge and vital, not only in threes, but in tier 1 of all places. You have to have the team chemistry, and team chemistry is what we absolutely saw there. What you call the neural link was bonded, found, and exploited there to their advantage. As we are a 1-goal differential, 20 seconds, anything can happen. We've seen enough already, but we're going to see more. Here it is. Neither team are done. It's high. It's there. Pato on the redirect. He's been on the redirects all series thus far, trying to set his teammates up as Flash shuts down the attempt. One more potential shot maybe before regulation ends. Blake, it's up, it's high, it's there, it's in! Oh no, I don't even, let's see what happened.
Are you kidding me? Pato, that is unbelievable. That shot, you will never see something like that in any other league but this. That is why Pato and Team Sonus are this good. That play, I mean, the presence of mind, thinking I have to pre-flip to mid. That is the only way that goal was scored. That could be the one to do it. Pato trying to end the series here and now. WashU, your mentals have to be struck by that, because that kind of goal is something you will probably never see again. Pato, long field chance, trying to end it here and now. Blake trying to be the one to put the dagger in, backboard denied. Pato there to strike, and oh my goodness, the momentum is there, and the series is over for Team Sonus.
Holy crap! That last, 40 seconds was just absolutely nuts. And that's saying something. This whole series has been nuts, but that last 40 seconds, absolutely nuts. That read, the 0-second line, the absolute zen you had to have as Pato there to get that goal when you know the clock is not on your side there. Absolutely stunning. And then to bring it all up with a good team play to wrap things up. It's just a good showing that teamwork always makes the dream work.
I mean, that's unreal. I mean, I have never seen something like that in my experience with casting, my experience with playing. I've been in this game for 7 years, and I have never seen something like that. I mean, I've seen comebacks before, but not a pre-flip shot on 0 seconds and an overtime goal to win the series. I mean, you're down at a 1-2 record. You're not in the best position as far as your team record goes this season, and you pull that out of your pocket to win a series, to win a game, to get your team back in contention. I mentioned before the series began that Team Sonus has been putting in the work for this team, for this league, for this team, for their competitiveness. They have been putting in the work, and to be the one to explain the craziness behind that is Camo. Holy cow, man. What just happened?
I don't know.
I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, congratulations on the win, first off. That's a big momentum shifter for you guys. Get yourself back to 2-2. Explain to me, you go down, you see the adept rotations, you see the adaptations that this WashU team has made. What change do you guys make? I see it's very quick, but what change did you guys make to win that third game?
I don't think there was any changes. I think Peyton just popped off there at the end. He decided to step up. I think the third game they were just cutting off our passing plays a lot, so we weren't really able to score through that. So Peyton just kind of turned on the mechs and obviously hit that 0-second goal, which was, you know, it's kind of easy for a guy like him. No, I'm just playing, but yeah, it was cool. It was pretty sweet.
Oh, if you could have been in this booth when that happened, it was just unbelievableness and excitement. Good God. Camo, you were on the gun tonight a lot with the goals. Like, just the goals. We'll just call it what it is. The winning factor in this game is, like, are you normally, like, in the game, do you consider yourself like a primary striker, or what role do you prefer in this sense?
I mean, I would say yes, being more of a striker. That's kind of how I've always been playing with these. I've been playing with Blake and Peyton for like ever, so that's kind of just how I normally play. It's not every game I always score a lot. Like this last game, they really stepped up, both of them. And Blake's just really, really smart. So it's, you know, he just kind of fits in and does what needs to be done.
Yeah, sounds like everybody in the team has a place to be then. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I've had the fortune of playing against you guys, casting for you guys for seasons now, and most previously with the MB's Birthday Bash. That was awesome to watch as well. But, I mean, you guys have not had the best of seasons so far, I have to say. You're at 1-2 coming into tonight. You know that you have to step up and play your game. You did just that. You're at 3-0. What is your mind at now? You're back to 2-2. You have probably a pretty tough matchup next week. I can't tell you who because I don't have it up right now, but I mean, this is tier 1, pretty competitive. But I mean, now that you've gotten this big win, especially after the momentum you have built with this win, what are you guys looking forward to doing? Maybe changing in the playstyle, maybe keeping things the same? What's on the playbook for next week?
I mean, there really isn't a playstyle for us. We kind of use this. We come together and just play Rocket League together. It's kind of just us coming out and having fun. You know, I think after last season when we won, we kind of had high, you know, expectations. We wanted to go undefeated, and obviously, you know, we didn't. You know, we lost our first 2 series. I mean, we played good teams. I mean, I'm not saying one of these guys in the caster who we played, but we played good teams. And, you know, you win some, you lose some. Whenever we just go in and have fun, we play our best Rocket League. So that's kind of just what we're going to try and go back to.
Absolutely. And I mean, it has been, you guys kind of just showed who the team you are. And anyone out there in tier 1 that is about to play this Team Sonus team, look out, because they are on fire now, and they just are not wanting to drop a series again. Congratulations, Camo, on the win. The floor is yours if you have any shout outs or comments.
Just thank you to you guys. Yes, I mean, I've watched Avadia, but you know, you guys, every caster always does a really good job. Thanks Cookies to scheduling our matches, making our lives a lot easier, and you know, shout out to my teammates as well. So that's all.
Heck yeah. Well, that was Camo. Congratulations again on the win. We'll hopefully see you next week. I will hopefully see you in the playoffs because it has been a blast watching you play. But folks, that will just about do it for us tonight. We saw an absolute banger of a night on stream. I had to, with a capital B, I had to say it with a capital B. But folks, that will just about do it for me, Flash Pandy, with me, Money Magic. Hopefully you guys will stick around for yet another stream. Hopefully in the future we'll see you guys next week. Money Magic, any parting thoughts?
I'm so at a loss of words. Jesus, man. Absolutely great streams. 3 absolutely great games back to back to back. And what a game to end it on. That last 40 seconds alone was just absolutely stunning. Big thanks to Cookies, as always, the man with the switchboard in the back, making this all happen. Please check out the Enthusiast package for LOS. Every little bit helps, and you get those nice perks to go with it.
Of course, as always, check the website if you're interested in the Enthusiast package. But again, folks, thank you guys so much for coming out. We will see you guys next week. We're going to toss it right over to Pyro J. He's one of the fellow RLCS casters, an absolute goat in the industry. Show him some love. So tell him that LOS Champs sent you guys. But we will see you guys next week for some more amazing LOS Champs action. Have a good night.